Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hello. Hi. How's it going, guys? How's the new year been?
It's difficult right now, to be honest, but well, it should be easier soon. So, I'm hoping for the better to come as soon as possible.
It's only the beginning of the year.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
only.
it's been good.
I said it's only the
Sorry, I'm
beginning.
just adjusting.
Beginning
I
of the
had
year.
I had the stream open as well, and I'm just calling my eardrums slightly.
Oh,
So.
no
Oh,
worries. You guys should use. I'm gonna share my
Oh
screen.
wait, no. Okay, wait. There's a problem with my audio. Weird. Give me 1 second.
yeah, I need to take a look at that as well to make sure that there is not a sound from my camera. Oh yeah, it's taking sound from my camera. Amazing. So this should be okay.
Oh. I was wondering why you. Yeah, I was wondering why your microphone was so blown out. It's
Yeah,
much better now.
it should be. It's like Discord just randomly starts taking sound from my camera instead of my microphone, even though I set it up before.
Did you
Um,
disable it?
Sorry?
Did you disable it?
Wait, you can disable stuff in here?
Yeah. So at the bottom right, if you hover over the volume mixer and right click it, and then you can click the sound settings. Let me know when you're there.
Yeah, more volume settings, I guess.
Okay, and the very bottom, no, not volume settings, sound settings. And when you get there, go scroll all the way to the bottom and go to more sound settings. Oh, this is in Windows, not Discord, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, more sound settings, and then when you are you on the little window that says sound?
Yes.
Okay.
And don't allow, right?
Uh, yeah, on recording, not don't allow, you right click it and click disable. Oh right, you're using Windows in a different language.
No, I have it in English.
Okay, so yeah, the wording should be the same then. So if you go to the recording tab and then you right click the sound, you can click disable and it should disable it.
Do you have in Windows 11?
I do.
Huh. Because it looks different for me. So,
No.
oh, but it's very similar. But I have probably like different wording. Really, I can show it. Wait.
Yeah. Let me take a look at your screen. I'll
Yeah.
navigate you from there. But yeah, a bunch of software. Software takes over my microphones too, so I started to just disable a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Okay.
So mine looks like this.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. Scroll all the way down.
Wait, all the way down
Yeah.
in the sound.
More sound
More
settings.
sound.
That's the one. There you go.
Okay,
Go to
and
recording,
then recording.
and then right click whatever you want to disable, and then disable it.
Disable. Oh, I
There you
just
go.
go to another card instead of doing this. I see. Thanks.
Yeah. And that's it. Now anything that's disabled won't ever turn back on again.
That's amazing because like a few times I recorded videos and then I oh, it shows my name. Whatever. Then now you know.
I didn't read it. Sorry. I saw the picture of the cat.
It's inked.
I'm really used to not reading things now because VTubers are showing their stuff to me. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna ignore that, whatever that is. Like Brime has shown me his name as well, so but I do not commit it to memory. Okay, I'm gonna stop your stream.
Yeah, I stopped mine.
Okay. Okay. So I haven't done anything since last time we talked, but I do have all the retakes. So where do you guys want to start with mixing?
Honestly, whichever. I don't mind. I want you to do it just your way.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, I would, if you're gonna do mixing, I would highly suggest something like Reaper. Like that's almost like it's a great program. It's free. And like Audacity is great, but I think Audacity is a lot better for just like recording and then exporting, right? The reason why I use Reaper is because like it does things like where is it, like this, where here, where there is one track but there are several different takes here. So what I do with this is I cut the song up in sorry the one line up into pieces, and then I choose what the best take is, right? So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
here I could just start swapping around.
Oh yeah, I see. Multiple cuts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I wonder if the same, because I use Ableton. I wonder if the same feature is available in Ableton. I don't know.
Oh, if you guys use Ableton, that's even better. Like Ableton is a much more robust system. So I think Audition as well, because those are paid. This is not paid, but it's like very strong for what it is.
I got it from the magical pirate ship lands. So
Oh, you were sailing the high
uh,
seas.
yes.
I see. Oh, which reminds me, if you guys are like into like doing music and stuff, you want to do more of that, let me know. I have a 6-month trial of Fruity Loops that I will likely not use. But I only want to give it to somebody who like is like ingrained and like they want to do music, right? So like if you start doing music and you feel like you want to jump over to Fruity Loops, I can give you guys like a demo copy.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is I'll guess I'll list off the things that I usually rely on in regards to mixing is obviously timing and tuning is the first thing, right? Is even if the vocals are off, they don't sound great. You want to time it to the song that you're working with, right? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to tell if they're off tune or not, because you can listen to the music and intuitively you hear the music sounds the vocals sound off to the music or whatever it is. If you put it in other places, obviously it's going to sound weird, right? So first thing you want to do is is put the vocals where they should be and then time it. With Reaper, what you can do is let's say like some of you guys were a little bit off in regards to not tuning, timing. So I would have to like stretch or shrink whatever you guys do. So like for example, Tuki was maybe a little bit off, right? There's like this much space left over. So you can tell obviously like that's too fast, right? So so I would just drag it to where it's supposed to be. And I think it was like literally right here. And okay, I feel like this even here is still a little bit off here, like just at the very end, but everything else sounds great, right? So like even here is like to me at the very end there sounds slightly off, just slightly what's the word? Slightly fast. So I can either stretch the whole thing, or I can cut. I think I forget the key. I think it's C.
Ah, right, and then drag it across. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, cut where I think like the thing is. So like what you want to do is you want to try to find like the quiet parts here. You don't want to do it right in the middle, because then you can hear more of like the change. So you do like a more quiet part, like right here, like right this maybe like 24th of a second, right? Just cut that. I forget how to I forget how to trim.
I heard something about like splitting on the zero line because I looked up like one mixing thing like a while ago and I was like, that interesting tip, I guess.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Um, uh, yeah, well, like they said, like it's least noticeable, like when you split the audio waveform, like when it's like right at like the zero disturbance point or whatever. That's what the tutorial I watched said anyway.
Kind of like around here, you like kind of like around here, you can see if yeah. Also, if you expand, the wavelengths look are also super useful, right? Right here
Hmm.
is, well, rather you would want to do it at the closest to zero, right? Here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could do that. Um, and but since I only want to do just the very end here, I'm going to do it here. I know that's not zero, but it's quiet enough, right? That's when she takes a breath, and something that
Well,
you need. Hmm?
like on like even like an individual like wave because it like oscillates up and down, there should be 0 points. Like if you zoom really far in, there should be 0 points there as well if you wanted to like split even like mid line. Apparently that's what the tutorial said anyway. I
Oh,
don't know.
really? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I don't want to get that far into it because okay, so
fair,
that's
fair.
actually a really good point with mixing as well. Is that you should like if you have more of a logical brain, which like I know some people do, and I
Mhm.
can be that way sometimes as well. Like notice patterns, do be very symmetrical about things, right? The thing that I've learned about mixing, video editing, mixing, and also like just like photo editing, is that nobody will notice little mistakes, right? And so if you can hear it and close your eyes and you hear it and you don't, sorry, if you close your eyes and you listen to it and it doesn't like jump out at you, don't worry about it. Don't be really meticulous because because when you do that, you're gonna be working forever. Okay, so the thing about like audio mixing is the instrumentals will overlay it anyway, right? So like these wavelengths are gonna be a lot larger than these wavelengths, so you're not gonna be able to hear whatever the hell is here. So this is like this essentially is zero, essentially, right? Because you're not
Mhm.
gonna hear it regardless. So like just be able to forgive yourself for doing like sloppy cuts like this because it's not sloppy. Because at the very
It's
end,
efficient.
it's it's efficient, but also at the very end, no one's gonna notice. Like
True,
even
true.
like the keenest ear is not gonna notice because like the wavelengths again for the instrumentals will overtake this anyway. So it really doesn't matter, you know. So
Mm.
like and that applies to a lot of things like again like painting, video editing, um and stuff like that. You won't, you just don't stress the tiny things because the more you stress about it, the longer it's going to take, and it's just going to be like a entire waste of time. Anyway, let's see. So I'm trying to remember how to split. S, there it is. There you go. There you go. Okay. So S. And for Reaper, there's a way to like to quickly expand and compress. Is just hold Alt and then and pull and shrink. I'm sure Ableton has the same idea. But so if I wanted to, yeah, if I wanted to just do just the very end there. That's how I would do. Okay. So my ear can hear like that click in the middle there. I'm not sure if you guys can.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
Yes.
I can.
yeah, that's bothering me a little bit. So I don't like that. So let's see if we can go over here and see if we can fade it a little more, like in this area here. And the reason why it clicks,
Smart.
the
Yep.
reason why it clicks is because when an audio file ends, with sound still going, it'll click because well, I don't know why it does that, but it's like something with the wavelength that uh it it expects an end and a beginning, so that's why audio files they would click because sometimes people will just cut the audio file while a sound is still happening. So then the last thing that the program wants to do is just like, okay, well, what's the last thing that I need to do? Like match this last like wavelength, right? So with any audio file, you want to start it quiet and you want to end it quiet. Otherwise, you get that click.
Mhm.
Okay, it's a little better. I still hear it though. Do you guys hear it?
Yep.
I don't like that. Why do I hear
Right
that?
at the end, I think. Yeah.
Oh no, not the click. The click happens because I'm pausing it.
Okay, okay.
So sorry. Let me play it through. Oh, you're right. It is there. No, that's my imagination. I'm sorry. It's not actually there. I was just pausing it, so it started bothering me. Anyway, so let's assume that's right. Let's assume that's right. So we're not like just stuck on this one thing. But the point is, like the general idea is to get everything timed correctly, and you don't have to time the full audio file perfectly. You can just cut in between, right? And I went back to what I did before, and I just because I know that's right. Hey, good, great, yeah. So past me did a good job, and I
Well
cannot
done,
match.
past you.
Thank you, past me exactly. Okay, so yeah, again, most important thing is timing and tuning. Get all that stuff in first, even if all the sounds are off, because once that everything's in, you then know what you can start to adjust in regards to tuning, and also if if you just absolutely need to retake something, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and just start off with I don't know what that is. Let's start off with what's that? Okay. Um, with let's do Boba and Brime first, cause they're mostly fine. They just decided to record on one microphone instead, which was not very beneficial to editing, cause like I think it sounds very hollow in the couples part here. Okay, so are you guys wearing headphones?
Yep.
Okay, so if you notice, you'll start to hear on Brime and Boba's part, and this is what I'm looking for. This is why I needed them to retake it. Is since they have those combined, Brime is on one side and Boba's on the other side, and sometimes one of them overtakes the other instead. So I try to split it, and doing the left and right, you could even you notice even more that one of them overtakes the other, or is on both tracks, which is not ideal, right? Because I split one up, and then Boba was on both tracks, and Brian was only on the left track, and that's why it sounds so hollow. And it's something that apparently mixers call like widening, right? Widening
Mm.
the sound, so like so that when you listen to it, it doesn't sound hollow. It sounds like it's hard to explain. Like it's almost like in your head, and that's what you want. So right here, listen to that. See? So the very last one, you can hear Brime in your head, but Boba is in the back. But the first one, you can hear Brime is in the back, and Boba is like slightly to the right. And the way you can fix that, sorry,
A little disturbing,
is this
and funny at the same time.
is disturbing.
Yeah, like when like I mean what you described,
Oh, like as if they're
and
they're in the
funny.
room with you.
Yeah, and how you think you should hear the other person as well, but it's not there.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that's because they recorded on separate sides, and like sometimes you will get audio like that, and the way you fix it is you would split the audio left and right, and then you will just copy the left audio and move it to the right side as well. So like at that point it'll be two audio files. It'll be two audio files, and then you'll get that white sound, which is like that's a valid fix. However, I couldn't do it with Brime and Boba because again, like sometimes one person was on the other track as well, right? So like if I swap the painting, then it would still the person who was on the other track will overpower the other person anyway. So that's why I needed them to send me a new file.
I feel like I've done that before. I didn't know that it was called widening, but like just for like a mono mic to try and make it stereo. I think I've done it in Audacity, but I didn't know that was what it was called.
Yeah, it's called widening. Another thing you can do to better like widen your sound is to is to do the recording several times over, and then use that as overlay for your vocals. Because if you do that, it sounds more like 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 a I wouldn't say that's a chorus because it still sounds like you by yourself, but it sounds like it doesn't sound like the audio is just getting louder, right? So that's what it does when you just copy the same audio and you just left and right pan it. That's all that's doing is it's making it louder, right? It's making it louder on each side of your ear. The way you want to widen it, in the industry, as I've researched at least, is you want to do several recordings of the same vocal, the same pitch, but because of the nature of your singing, it'll be just slightly different. So then you want to put that on the left and right side, and then in the middle, have your initial vocals, and that's how you widen the sound. Because it's like what it does is it
Mm.
gets in the back of your head instead, right? So you hear yourself in the front, loud, and then in the left and right side, you have two different vocals that sound similar, so it sounds like it's in the back of your head instead. It's really interesting to think about.
That's clever, actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. I did a lot of research and I was just like, I don't know. I'm just disseminating what I heard. I'm not an expert in any way. Just to be entirely clear.
Fair,
Um,
fair.
let's see here. EQ cheat sheet. I think I still. Here we go. I think this is it. Sorry, one second. There is this sheet that is super helpful. Um, this isn't exactly. I don't think this is exactly what I'm looking for, but it's very similar to
I'm gonna
what
be
I'm
back
looking
in 1 second. I need the toilets.
for. No, no, no worries, no worries, no worries. No worries. Okay, actually, while he's doing that, I will. You know what? This is actually not too bad. Okay, so, uh, oh, actually, Ilaria, you can't see what's on the screen on the Windows, can you? Or the Explorer?
No, I can't see what's in there.
Okay, 1 second. This I should just do this so you guys can see it better. You'll see a little extra of my screen, but it's okay. This is how my stream setup is.
Oh yeah, I see something.
Yeah, this is just my stream setup. You know what? Let me hide that. Let me hide that little tiny window there. Okay, so I guess while we're waiting for him, just gonna start putting some audio files in, so he's not missing whatever he needs to miss. Okay, so part one, two. If you want to take a look at it real quick, so Boba and Brian they set up their like part one, part two, part three. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take part one, all three takes here, and I'm just gonna drag it in. I'm gonna drag it in.
I'm back.
I'm gonna drag it in. Reaper, you're embarrassing me. Drag in. Wait, hang on. Is it not?
Reaper, don't let us down like this.
Hold on, hold on. Well, no, actually, why is it not dragging in? It usually works fine. Interesting. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to figure out why I can't drag this in here. Keeper, drag and drop not working. Damn it. Okay, so drag and drop usually works. This is a Windows bug because I can't drag and drop in Google Drive either. So it's just this is the bug, but hopefully I can still import. What's the import button? Reaper button. Insert media. Okay. Here it is. Okay. So let's navigate to that. Okay. So what else I'm doing now is I'm just going to import the files that Brian Bull gave me, and they have it all separate here, which is great. And they named it part one, so I'll just drag all that in. And same time position, separate tracks, same yeah. So I want it to be the same time position, separate tracks, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to, if I remember the hotkey correctly, yep, there we go. Is I'm gonna take these three, and I'm going to just put it all in one track, right? Um, Oh, interesting. It just overlaid everything. Okay, so I gotta make a new one. Boba retakes. Yep. So there's a renamed retakes. I gotta rename this, and always name your layers in art as well. Always name your layers. Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to shorten this track to only the essentials. And then I'm going to make sure that each of these tracks line up, right? So I'm going to take a look at first the wavelength here, and I'm just going to drag this to make sure that they all these little bubbles match as similar as possible. That way, if I switch them back and forth, um, it'll be on the same timing. I think that should be okay. And if it isn't later on, I can just cut it. It's not a big deal, right? So let's see what she did. Okay, so that's actually cut off right there. So I'm going to open that up a little more. Okay. Now, once I do that, I need to match it to where it needs to be. So I mute the original, and I'm going to match it up. That's a little late. There you go. There you go. Okay, that's good. Although she is a little low, so I'm gonna bump her up a little bit. Great. I'm gonna lower her by half just because Brian is gonna be there as well. So they're going to bump up the decibels for that. Okay. So next part, I'm gonna get Bryman and match him up. Small girl media song covers. No, I'm looking for Brime Boba. Takes and Brime take 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Why? I have to make a new track. It's fine. Audio, Prime Boba, take 1. There you go. Single track. Okay. Then put them all together. Delete these pieces. Prime retake. Match the audio.
I like how it shimmers when you move it.
What, like this?
Yeah.
It it doesn't shimmer. I think there's something up with your computer.
Oh no, no, no.
It is not shimmer at all, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Oh no.
I think I know what Dra's talking about, though.
Oh, is it doing it for you too?
I think too, yeah. So
Oh my,
maybe it's just, video broadcasting thingy.
true.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's just the maybe it's just the share screen. All right. So let's match this up here.
Yeah, I mean the text is invisible for me on the screen, but that's probably just like a Discord like quality limit thing. But I can see what you're doing. It's just like the text looks like a different like ancient language currently.
Oh yeah, it's probably all garbled up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on YouTube it's better though, I think.
Okay, good.
yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah, it sounds so much better, right? So I'm gonna lower him just a little bit because he's louder than Boba is. Can't believe you're fucking listening to it in the background, Brian. You can't even use the headphones. Okay, so I still think he's like a little lower. Sorry, a little bit louder. Okay, now he's still too low. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that because if I don't, I'm gonna just keep tweaking it over and over again. So I'm gonna move on. What's this one? Okay, so he does like a little like sound at the very beginning there, so I'm gonna keep that in there, but the timing's fine. This one's a little bit off. I mean, I like all the takes honestly. I think like one of the takes is perfectly fine. But if I wanted to widen it, which I'm not going to, because I think the song sounds better without widening it, because it's not like very ethereal. Um, I'm just gonna use his mono take here, but I could use these two other takes to put it in the back of your head, which would be kind of cool. Do you guys want to hear that?
Sure, yeah. That'd be cool.
Okay. All right, sure. Let me let me just do Bulbas, just so you can hear exactly what it sounds like, just as an example, and then we can move on. So I'm gonna take Bulba's second two. No, fucking drag and drop.
The drag and drop is the enemy.
Honestly, like it's so useful, but then it's broken now, so it's so annoying. Anyway, so there we go. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to make sure that all of these are being used, and I am going to try to match it up with what it currently is up there, right? So I'm using these guidelines here right now as well, because as a song, it's always going to be kind of similar, like very close, right, to that guideline. So if you match it, it should usually do the job. It'll do like 95% of the work. Okay, so without just these two. Okay, and that's a little bit off. Okay, so now she sounds like a fucking ghost, right? Which she is, but that's not what it's supposed to sound like. And that's because everything's right in the front. If I just doubled up her original audio, it would sound like as if it's just louder. But because this is the same pitch and everything, but sung different, sung on different recordings, you can tell that it's just like it's a little weird, right? It's a little off, as if you're doing like the multi voice like villains do.
Yeah, it gave me some shivers, to
It
be
sounds what?
honest.
It sounds
It
what?
gave me some shimmers. Shivers?
Humorous?
Shivers? Wait, wait. You call it shivers, not
Yeah,
shimmer.
yeah.
Shivers.
Shivers, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
It's because we
gives you the
talked about
shivers.
shimmering earlier, I think.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like a ghost, but obviously you're not supposed to sound like that, right? So what you want to do is you want to put these other two vocals in the back of your head. So like by itself, it's this. and then once we put
It
it,
does sound like triplets from like a horror movie or something like that. Like talking at the same time, like they've got like telepathic connection or something. I don't know.
oh, that's
That's
right,
the
that's right, Tommy. We want to play.
I'd be good
Come
for
play
some,
with
I
us.
don't know, scary, spooky metal song.
A metal song.
Mm.
Okay,
Well, that's
so
true. I think they use it a lot in metal songs, that like unison sort of sound, I guess.
surprisingly, actually, apparently a lot of songs do that. It's not even just like metal songs. Like
Oh,
a lot of songs do that because like with the instrumentals, it can hide it, and it is part of the widening process actually. So this is what it sounds
Makes
like with the
sense.
widening. All right, so that's even creepier because it's right in your head, right?
but I like that. Like, I don't know why, but it was sounded amazing to me.
It
Oh,
was
okay.
definitely satisfying. I found it satisfying to listen to, definitely, because you
Oh
can feel
yeah,
it in a different place. Yeah.
hmm so that is louder though, and again, you want to adjust for the decibels for each of these things because these are on at full volume. So what you want to do is you want to lower the sound of these. So it's supposed to be subtle. It's supposed to like give a hint to you that something is there, and to widen it, not to overtake it, right? So we're gonna lower the volume a little bit, and this not might not be the perfect widening, but this is the basic gist of it, just so you guys understand if you want to do that. See, so it sounds a lot less like triplets talking to you, and more sounds like the voices in your head,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
that's what widening is. If you wanted to, if I put the instrumentals back on. So you can't even hear it. You can barely hear it. I think it's because I lowered it too much. Let's try that again. See, the triplets are coming back, which I don't want,
Yes, slightly.
just slightly. Okay, so did you guys feel that? Like there are vocals back there. It's subtle enough where you don't truly hear it, but you can feel that it's kind of around you.
Yeah,
yeah, it was like
yeah,
that.
I definitely felt.
So if you're gonna be doing more like ethereal song, not even I wouldn't even say ethereal songs. Like if you want to just widen your vocals a little more, I highly suggest using that method. It's apparently everybody uses it. I personally don't like it for this song, so I'm not using it. um, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how that sounded if you were curious at all. So now these two are in the same layer. What I need to do now uh, is match it with the whole song itself. I need to disable. Yeah, that's metered right. Great. Okay, so I like that. Um, but they do sound louder than everybody else. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to lower it a little more. I think it's Brime's bassy voice.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I feel like me and Noel are just much I don't know whether softer or quieter, whether that doesn't do it, like make them seem much louder just because we
True.
are going before them.
That's true. I think that that could be it. Yeah, I think that could be it. But no, Noel does have new takes, so we'll be using those.
Mhm.
Okay, so I do like that it has dropped a little bit in there. I'm gonna bump it up just a little more, just because of what I already said. Like, I think you're right. I think it's just because like he is softer, so I don't want to take too much away. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that's the first part of theirs done. We don't want to disable the whole thing, so I'm just gonna. I don't want to delete this, so just in case, I'm gonna mute it right there. Okay, it's right in the track. Okay, so what I wanted to also go over is this thing here. Have you guys heard of? You guys know what EQing is?
Heard of it.
I
Mhm.
What was that?
but I read about it something and also tried to do it before
Mhm.
for the Christmas song.
I've tried it once in Premiere Pro, but like just very like basic, like can't remember. It was like pull out one range of sound or something like that. That was it's very basic advice that I followed, I
Yeah, I
guess.
mean, so yeah, so you guys get the basic gist of it. So something that I have learned about EQing, and EQing is hard. So don't like be discouraged if you just can't, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Um, that there's no easy way to to the EQ. There's no like cheat code. There's no like do this and then it'll work, right? It really is just a lot about sound and who's coming through the microphone. For example, Brime, when he sings, he's got a bassy voice, right? So if you want to get rid of his bassy voice, you would want to try to use like around like this area here, around the 100 200 hertz. And if you want to cut that out, you want to lower that EQ from the line here. So this line here is the baseline of what the sound sounds like. If you want to get rid of it, you want to drop it down, right? And what that does is it gets rid of the bass, but it also does is it not gets rid of the bass. Sorry, it lowers the bass. But what it also does is like there are sometimes there's background noise. If you lower that enough, the background noise will go away. Just because like that's the frequency that the background noise will register in. Like like room noise is kind of like in nature a bit bassy. The problem with that
Hmm.
is that we don't want to get rid of Brime's bass, right? We like Brime's bass voice. Um, so let's see here.
So
What
that means
are
it's really important for deeper singers to not have background noise, I guess, because you just don't want to lose everything.
Yeah, it's that's true. But also like you can try to fix it. Um, so like this is the default setup here. This is really all usually use, just like these four. I might even like have oop, I might even have like a sixth band just to have it. I don't know why this is okay. Let me delete this real quick. A fifth band, sorry, not a sixth band, just to have it. Um, and this is going to be a band. So most of these are bands, right? So this is the types. If you, I'm just going to do really really quickly. These are the types of bands here, and the bands are basically just like the way these wavelengths move, right? So think of it as kind of faders, right? So like this instead of like a big choppy frequencies, which make it sound really robotic, it fades into the proper noise, the proper frequency you're looking for. And stop me if you get confused or anything. The shelves are basically like it doesn't taper, it tapers in, or you do a high shelf, it tapers out. You see? So if you want to get rid of everything in the back, you want to do this. You want to use a low shelf. Same with the high shelf on the other side. If you want to increase or lower everything in the front. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. With high passes and low passes, I don't usually use those. I usually use the shelves in the band because they allow me to control better. But obviously look more into these if you want to. But I recommend just high band and low banding, and that's enough, right? So if we do this, I'm gonna go ahead and just copy this area for just Brime, and I am going to then loop the sound. So we can start hearing better. You see, we put it back here, we
Mhm.
increase his bass. Okay, I realize that as the thing's going, you guys can't hear me, so that's why I stopped talking. Sorry. Um, so if you guys notice here, like I can bring this up, and usually what you would do here, and this is what the guide is for. This like image here is it'll show you like what these are basically like guidelines as to what you're looking for in regards to like adjusting, right? So so use like guidelines like this, like EQ cheat sheets. It'll tell you like crispiness, clarity, bass or whatever, boomy. What's the other thing that boxiness? Boxiness is actually really really important. Like, and this is what it is here, this area here. Boxiness is basically the sound. It sounds as if you were singing, um, inside of a box with no soundproofing or anything. That's what you want to get rid of. You don't want that. There's also uh, something called like de-essing, 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 which is basically like getting rid of the sounds that you make with when you do s's. Sometimes it's really really apparent. Usually I don't really notice it, but sometimes it is very like you can hear like like when you watch like cartoons with hillbillies in it, and then they want you to they wet their whiskers, like, and it just like
Yeah.
whistles really high, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you want to get that's de-essing, and you can get rid of that with EQ if you if you can find it as well. That's usually up around this area here, around this area here. Any questions about EQ?
No, I think I understood at least part a part of that, and I can go back and review the rest, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
So the best thing to do with EQing, obviously, don't guess. don't don't guess. Know what you're doing first. Well, rather, have an idea of what you want and what you're doing. And then what you want to do is use this guide, obviously, and then you just play the sound over and over again, and adjust it to how you want it to sound, right? And here's another thing also to keep in mind in regards to just like in just work in general, right? Is don't do things just because you have been told to do it, or like you feel like you have to do it because it is better. For example, I'm saying I EQ, but that does not always mean you have to EQ. Sometimes the vocal itself sounds perfectly fine, you know. Um, so if you start to EQ and you're like, well, I mean, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, or like I don't think I need to do this, then just don't do it. You don't have to. You really just don't, right? That's something that that I've also learned about myself, that I want to do things just because I know I can. But sometimes it really is entirely unnecessary. Like, it's kind of like when you're playing Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, right? You want to use, or like Valorant or League or whatever. You want to use the alternate skin, but sometimes the default skin's better. Sometimes it's just better. Why am I using the alternate skin for? I'm doing it because I have it. Like, I should use it, right?
Yeah, and
Yep.
thank you, by the way, thank you for sharing the diagrams, or how do you call it? I think these are diagrams.
Yeah.
Yes, because like I tried to follow just one guy who was like, this is how you do EQing, and he showed like I don't know, one way, and I was like, this doesn't work.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. EQing is a little harder.
So
And
oh, and he also did not give like any explanation for like, oh, this is what you do for crispiness, or that. He was just like, oh, this is what you do, so it sounds amazing. And I'm like, bro,
yeah,
that's
I don't,
I don't
I,
understand.
I don't follow
Good.
those. I,
Yeah.
I
I
refuse
did
to
because
follow
I
those.
wanted to do stuff quick, and that was stupid, and now, well.
That's
But
okay.
now I'm on the good way.
That's
So
okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, I think I mean, and you're a teacher, so I think the most important thing about learning things is to know like why things do the things they do, right? That's why I want to explain like why these things do what they do, because there's no, this is just how it is, you know. That's not how it works. Especially because like everybody has their own different voice. Like for the girls, I barely used EQ and on the bass side for you guys. Just because, like, why do I need to do that for you guys? Don't hit that register as much as the guys do. The guys, I do for you guys just because like it makes it sound, well, obviously more masculine, which is what I want, right? But it also brings out like the creaminess of your voice, and that's why it sounds so good. But not all EQs are the same, and anybody who tells you otherwise, like they're trying to give you an easy way out, and there isn't an easy way out until we get like EQ AI, which it's, I mean, it's likely to happen. So, but
Auto
yeah,
EQ,
what was that?
auto
Also,
EQ, yes.
No. Leave the human element in it still, please. No, actually,
The
if there was auto EQ, that wouldn't be a terrible thing because at least it wouldn't be the whole song, right? It
Mhm.
just helps people go faster. Like, oh, I want the bass to be better, and the AI does it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. At least we
Do you
know what
think
it's doing. Hmm?
do you think EQ affects the emotion of the vocals at all? I don't know if it would. I just like wondered, like on the topic of like EQ doesn't need to be used everywhere, I guess. I don't know.
Can you elaborate on the question?
Uh, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like uh, I don't know. Like changing the vocals at like certain moments, like where it's like I know it really doesn't apply for this song specifically, but like I don't know where there's like a slight voice break or like or you can like feel a bit more emotion in the voice. Like would EQing, I guess, hurt the emotion in those moments? Like would it be worth doing any EQ in those moments or just very slight, I guess?
Oh yeah. So if you're talking about like emotion, like emoting during a song, or like okay, you're. I assume you're talking about more like let's say like ballads, right? Where ballads, there's a lot of emotion that goes through the whole song, really, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, uh, you can EQ that if you want to. It won't hurt it at all. It'll bring out like the way it sounds, right? But the emotions, that's emotion. That's just what you bring to the table, and that's an important thing about mixing is that you want to get the perfect take first. The most the most perfect take you can do first. Don't rely on post processing, um, unless you really have to, right? Which is kind of what I did for this song, just because we were told we needed to do retakes, but then we weren't giving any like direction for it. So I was like, to get the ball rolling, I'm just gonna do it and then see where it gets me. And then at that point, I was able to tell, all right, these portions here, post processing isn't gonna save it, so I need some retakes, right?
Mhm.
So if you're talking about
Yeah,
emotion, I
makes
don't.
sense.
Yeah, Larry, yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, sorry, that was you. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, just again, bring the best take you can to the table. But if you can EQ like the emotive parts, uh, um, if you wanted to, it really is just to cut out certain sounds and make things sound clearer. If you feel like it isn't, like if you listen to listen to the audio and it doesn't sound quite right to you, then you bring in EQ, right? Or you sound like your voice, it sounds more hollow than it's supposed to, and you want it to be more like bassy, more masculine. This is kind of the general EQ here that I use almost all the time. I adjust it. I always adjust it though, right, just in case. But this is the general idea I do. Like the back bass doesn't need to be there, and but like this bass here, this brings it back. So whatever it like is the lower frequency in the background, this will get rid of it, and then this here brings back Brime's bassiness, and that the reason it does it is because of this wavelength here. Like it's fading in, like it gets rid of everything in the back and fades his vocals back in. And this is three. Here's the boxiness, so it doesn't sound like he's in a room, and then four is clarity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So like I usually use just these four. Sometimes you want to use three. It's up to you. based on like the way it sounds to you. But basically, one again is background bass. Two is like front facing bass. Three is boxiness, and four is for clarity and crispiness. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So if you guys listen to the song, the vocals play over and over again, which I'm going to do now, you're going to start to hear some noise coming from four here, and this is kind of how you judge which frequency to go with, is once that noise goes away, right? So let me just play that. Okay, I think this is basically like I like it like this perfectly fine. But you heard that noise in the back, right? And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is just to get behind the science of EQing, is that when you record audio, your audio comes in at different frequencies, right? So as you can see, you see that wavelength back here, right? And for each snapshot of that wavelength, that is a single sound happening in that audio file, right? And all the EQing is doing is basically taking that frequency and then changing the volume of it. That's how the science. That's what the science is. It's basically just taking whatever audio that is and just like reducing or increasing the volume of what's happening there. So like obviously back here, that's where all the noise is being like captured, like the static noises. And when I was increasing it, it was basically saying, "Hey, you want some more noise, right?" And I'm like, "No, no, I'm good." So I moved it kind of back a little bit to try to capture where Brime's voice was sitting, and then I increased that volume instead of the noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other questions about EQing that I can go over? Like obviously a lot of it is experimental, and what I was doing earlier, what you saw me do, is basically just listen to the audio over and over and over again, and then just adjust the EQ so until I like the way it sounded, and be prepared to do that for like hours for everything.
Right. So how long you usually take per like let's say this portion to get it to where you find it good? Is it like very, very long?
Oh, for EQing, it doesn't take me long at all. Like again, like get it to the most perfect point you can, and that'll be fine, right? And again, if you don't hear if you don't hear something from the vocal that you don't sorry, if you don't hear like something from the vocal that you want to change, don't worry about EQing. If it sounds good, it sounds good. That's okay, right? Like I think like the most basic thing you can do is is this, right? Just lower the low shelf and then increase the high shelf, and that's the most basic you can do. Just get rid of the background the background bass and then the background noise, right? And if that's all you want to do, that's fine. That's fine, right? It doesn't take me that long to do it. Because well, here Brime is like fine. So I technically didn't even need to do this at all, right? But it shouldn't take you more than like maybe 5 minutes. Once you hear it and you go, all right, that I want this to sound more bassy. I want this to be more in my ear, right? And I want this to be more like, okay, so I know I'm saying all these like weird like feely words, but that's kind of the way it feels, right? Like the bass is like a lot more in your ear, back of your head, versus like clarity is a little more like higher, like inside of your like where your brain is, I suppose. If you can feel it when you're listening to music.
Mhm. Thank you for giving that like time frame, like those 5 minutes, because like with It kind of helps me ground myself to how long I should more or less spend. Because, for example, when I'm editing my avatar, I'm like able to spend hours and hours and hours on totally small thing. So yeah, it's good to have something like that for music as well.
Oh
The
yeah,
boundary.
I definitely know what you're talking. I definitely know what you're talking about. Um, because it's like you know you can get this done, but are you getting it done in the in the efficient amount of time? Or are you doing too much? You know, I get it. Oh, something that I'm a little wrong about, by the way, is if you look at this chart again, this shelf here, you can do a high shelf if you want to that goes up and then like goes away. But I think typically what you want to do is again to get rid of the noise, like the static noise. You want to lower the volume of the higher frequencies. So that's what I have wrong. But it was not as easy to tell with Brimes. So like what you want to do is just kind of add in a let's see, not a shelf. I think you want to do. That's not it because it lowers everything. Let me see what you might want to do. I think not banding. I guess banding is not too bad because it kind of brings it 'cause it brings it over here. Yeah, I mean like something like this, right? You want to just bring up like the clarity, and then you want to lower the room noise. Sometimes you don't have to do this. Sometimes you can just do the high pass like I did earlier. Sorry, high shelf like I did earlier, and that's fine. But if you're getting a lot of like static noise, then you want to try to do this. Try to get this like, into zero, right? Or low as possible. Make sense?
Mhm.
It
Cool.
does.
Hmm?
I said it does.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So they're fine there. I'm gonna because this is just an example EQ. I'm gonna delete this, so I'll come back to it later if I really need it. But I don't feel like I need to do EQ them at all. They sound pretty good. Okay, Prime is too high in my opinion.
I know you said the boxiness is kind of like soundproofing related, but like, is there some like I don't know, I can't visually imagine boxiness as like a concept. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no worries. Let me put Prime in a box then. So boxiness.
That
Uh,
sounded like idea for a new redeem for
well,
Brian.
oh yeah, put him in a box. All right, let's see. Okay, so do you hear that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it sounds like in a box.
Uh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
so different. Well, I imagined it something like this, but not that different.
Oh yeah, no, it's super different. Yeah. It basically sounds like you're not soundproofing, and it sounds like you're recording inside of a box, and like all your voice is basically like echoing off of the walls of the room, which is not what you want, right? So you can get boxiness even around here, I think. You like that? Well, so up
Yeah, it
here
does
sounds
sound
like
very different.
yeah, up here it sounds more like you're in a big room. Over here sounds like you're more like inside of a box. So like,
Yeah, it does sound like you're in like a car trunk or something.
does that make sense?
Yep,
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah. If you record yourself in a box or a closet or something, then rather a box, not a closet, because a closet can actually provide a lot of soundproofing. Tip there from Game Theory's MatPat. If you record inside of your clothing closet, it's actually really good soundproofing because you're close. Um, But yeah,
I don't
so
I don't have a closet. I only have drawers. This is the problem.
uh, well, draw. It sounds like you need to start recording inside drawers.
I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if I'll physically fit in my drawers.
No, but
Maybe
so go
maybe it's time for bigger drawers.
on.
Yeah, I've got to get the mega drawers, I
The
guess.
mega drawer. No, but if you do actually want soundproofing, and I don't think like you have an issue. I'll check in a second. But if you do want soundproofing, you don't even have to have like a closet or a drawer or like a whole room. You can put your microphone inside of a box and then put clothing around it and then just record into the box. That's that's enough.
Mhm.
Because then like you absorb the sound with your body, and then everything inside the box um, is absorbing the sound as well with like with the foam or with the clothing or whatever you have inside the box. I in the
Mm.
past used foam. I just uh, got a box I found and I glued some foam I bought at the store like CVS or something, or I don't know if you guys have that there, but some foam, some craft foam or like some thicker foam just around, and that did the trick. You know, and you know that it's not right if it sounds boxy, and you'll know. But that's an easy way to soundproof. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it'll do the job.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
I don't know if it. Well, I know it helps. I think with like the pop noises, but I assume it probably helps a bit for the soundproofing as well. I have like a pop filter on my mic or whatever, and to be honest, like maybe I have accidental soundproofing because like I just have a lot of stuff on my desk, so maybe it's like inadvertently like similar to a box. I don't know.
Oh, true.
Uh,
Yeah, the more things you have, the more things that can absorb and doesn't like bounce off, the better. Like just to think about it, it's really weird. Think about like sound as if it's like a physical object, which it kind of is, sort of. If the item around you is soft, it's gonna absorb the sound, right?
mhm.
Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, but soundproofing does not actually prevent popping. The pop filter is doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if you have
Yeah,
a
that makes sense.
if you have like a raw mic and you talk into it, it's gonna pop anyway if you don't have a pop filter. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Anything else about EQ?
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. All right. So I did that take. You know what? I'm gonna move on to draw since you're sitting here anyway. I'll move on to you.
Oh no, I hate hearing myself. This is gonna be awful.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I'm gonna start with a normal pitch. I think the normal pitch is gonna be perfectly fine. Take one, take two, take three, take. Okay, so you the part different parts. Great, good.
I don't think I
So
did it perfectly each time, by the way. Like some of these might not be perfectly on pitch, but I hope they're decent at least. I don't
no,
know.
that doesn't matter, right? This is exactly why I told you to do several takes. Is because I can pick and choose, right? And then once I get like the best I can, then we can start tuning. Like that's the beauty of this whole thing. That's why I told you like get it as close as possible first, and then we'll deal with the we'll deal with everything else, right? So put that in there. So I'm gonna go through this process again, right? Combine everything, and this is the combining everything is again a Reaper thing. I don't know if you can do it in other things, so just look it up if you can. The Reaper calls them takes, so if they have it, certainly use it. Okay, I forget where what draw. I think you first show up here. This is where you are. Okay, so let me move that up here. Do draw retakes, and I'm going to move you close as possible to yourself.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to withstand this. Or
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
no.
If I have to listen to you for hours and hours, then you gotta listen to yourself as well.
I've also
Oh no.
listened to the retakes and they are good.
There we
So
go.
no
See.
worries.
Well, okay, that's good then. That's good.
Okay. So let me see what it sounds like in regards to volume first. This is the timing. So this I'm using your previous version of time, which looks not too bad. Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of listen to this right now. Okay. Oh, I like the vibrato at the end there. So I like that take already.
I think I went a bit high at one point, but
That's okay. I mean, again, that's why I need you to take several takes, right? So that we can choose. I think I like the middle take for the most part, and then let's kind of see what it sounds like um with the instrumentals, which I don't actually need anything else but the instrumentals and draw right there. Okay, you're low. You're far too low. Okay, so timing is often on some of the stuff, but this is what's important to actually get it in here and do it. So these two takes here are slightly off key by lower, but this is actually on key up here, right? So that's why, like,
yes.
don't worry about it. It's fine. So what we can do, right, is we can shift shift the key up just slightly, just for the pitch, sorry, just up slightly, and it's not that
Mhm.
far off. It's just very slightly off, and see if we can get a better sound over there. So I'm doing it too, like the increments are way too low.
That's the helium version.
The
I think I
alien
do have
version.
higher pitch takes of this version if you need to use like my higher pitch takes.
No,
Although I don't know, they might be bad.
no. Hang on.
Um,
Okay, sorry. I want to do that so I can hear, um, oh, so I can hear what where how like how far off you are. So because like this part sounds fine, like this one sounds fine. I just need to like time it properly and then kind of adjust some things. I think it's mostly the timing, but let's go ahead and take your high pitch takes. And this is the reason why I did it is so that I can get the most natural sound without having to like over pitch you, right? Um,
mhm.
so let's take your high pitched ones because it sounds like you're most comfortable in that range, and that's also why I did like the little the session I did with you, because I wanted to hear what like first of all like what how you work, I think is the most important thing. Like what is most comfortable for you, doing lower, higher, whatever it is, and like how I can help you um time better, right? And
Yeah.
I think we have as many takes as we really need to make this sound great. Okay, so we have these now. Um, let's see. Gonna align it first with each other, and then align it with the rest.
There may be mistakes because I did these in like a day or two, like just nonstop. So,
You- You're fine. You're
but
fine.
yes.
Don't feel subconscious. You're fine. Don't feel. I can tell you're feeling self-conscious
I
about it.
know, yes,
You're
I am.
fine. You're
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. And this is actually like the whole reason where we're doing this, right? Is that so you guys can see like the process. Not everyone's perfect, and like we are not trained vocalists. Don't worry about it. I have uber EQ'd myself and retuned myself a lot. So don't worry about that. I've done it to Chunsa as well. I don't tell her that though. So
That's fair. Keep
uh,
Shunsa happy.
yeah, right, exactly. You know what? I did make a mistake. Um, is that I should have timed these first before I combined them together. Because now that I'm moving things around, they all like adjust, which is not right. But I can redo that later. Look at that. This is the high take, but it's actually
Yep.
right on tune. Okay, so I can actually use this instead of these retakes because I think this has more correct takes than the other one does.
I think I did three pitches in total. If you need to use any of the other ones, I don't know which ones you grabbed. I couldn't fully see, but
No, I picked them all up. I picked
okay, cool.
all three of them. I'm just like
Okay,
I'm going with the normal first as a base, and that's it.
yeah,
Yeah. Also, this is the reason why
that's fine.
I didn't want to go on stream because I figured that you would be a little bit nervous about
Yeah,
showing your vocals on stream. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that's not a good idea.
fair, fair.
Okay, so I like the first part of this, and then I like the second part of this. Hey, Brian,
Hello.
that wasn't Brian.
That was me saying hi to Rhyme.
Oh, sorry. I saw his microphone go
Hey,
off, and
how's it
then
going? Oh,
hey, how's it going, buddy?
That's Brimette that you just heard. No, 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 I'm
oh
joking.
God.
Oh, sorry, I gotta go.
All right. Well, so I'm going to show you guys how to do something. What's up?
I gotta leave. I leave. I gotta go. Brian's here. I gotta go.
It's
Anyway,
wild.
okay. So let's see here. Uh, so I like so like this part here goes lower, right? But I like that this
I know,
one
yeah.
is proper. It's okay. No worries. Um, again, this is why we're doing this, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting the part that I want, and I'm gonna replace it in that moment in time. Okay, so it sounds like this is lower. Is that's lower as well? That's also lower. That's also lower. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can pick a part here. That sounds good. Exactly. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna delete that. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna just get rid of this whole part here and just use this part. So the timing right here is a little odd, so I'm gonna adjust that. So I think cause it's right there, I'm gonna
Mhm.
adjust that right a little bit. I'm just talking right now. Sorry, I'm not like oh please respond to me.
It's fine, it's fine. Think I'm starting to get more used to my voice, listening to it more.
No worries. You know what it is? It's actually the interrupt part. So I'm gonna increase that real quick just to see if I can make it sound better in that one portion. Much okay, so that's a little better. Okay, us is a little too slow. Okay. And this part right here, cause it comes in a little too slow. So what we can do is we can take this part here, up, and let's go ahead and move it. Oh, cause I see this. I think this pause right there is what's what I'm looking to get rid of here. So let's go there, cut that off, and then I'm gonna get rid of that pause if possible. Okay, so I'm having a little bit of trouble with everything together. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get the part that says cuz and line up exactly where I want it. It's almost there. So like,
Yes, we're getting close.
was that?
No, nothing. I just think we're getting close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so I like this is good. It's just a little slow. That's because I adjusted it. So I'm gonna move it back a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. Okay, so the cuz is exactly where I want it to be. It's a if we can get the us part in there. That's too fast. It's too fast. What do you guys think? Does that sound okay?
It sounds good.
I think it sounds good.
You can say it doesn't. I'm asking for an honest opinion, so because I want to adjust it to a point where you guys like it too. Obviously, I'm not gonna be doing the whole thing like that, but since we're on together right now, might as well ask you.
Play it again.
Sure.
Oh.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe there's like slight abruptness, like maybe like brought a little bit closer. I don't know though. I maybe.
No. Don't question yourself. I heard it too, which is why I was asking. It wasn't a test. I promise. I wasn't testing you. It was I was trying to make sure that I was sane and I was hearing it too. Because I heard like I hear it it's a little erupt as well, but it's like just so slight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. See, because the us comes in too abrupt, right? So let's
Yeah.
go ahead and mute these, just so we can hear interrupt us. Okay, get ready to go crazy.
Bring into the rhythm actually.
You like the rhythm? All right. Well, mixing is for you, Dra. I think.
Yeah.
Mixing is for you because you can listen to the same sound over and over again and not go nuts.
Oh yeah, I love it. Like I listen to like when I'm studying and stuff, like just the same piano track like thousands of times in a row. So
Fair. Oh, speaking of piano tracks, you guys didn't see Ilaria put out a Pomodoro video. Oh,
cool.
Speaking of, actually, Ilaria, do you mind if I use it for next my next like productivity stream?
Oh, of course, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't mind since it's just basically music.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Is it royalty free?
I made sure so it's just like from YouTube audio library. It went through copyright check. It found one song there which is copyrighted, and I replaced it, but I'm not sure whether YouTube already replaced it, because you edit it in YouTube editor, give a royal free one, and it might take them few days, I think, to replace it.
That's right. Okay. I will double check. But okay. Okay. So these parts don't mesh as well, but we can fix that. Give me a second here. You keep asking me. You keep asking me. Okay, so the timing. Do I really look good? Do I really look good? Do I really look good? Right. Okay. So let's see. Look good. Look good. Look good. I think it's because of this blank this what's the word? This silence here. Let's adjust that. Nope. It could also be this part here that says do I really look good?
Oh yeah, because there's a gap there, isn't there?
Do I really? Oh. Do I really? Go away. Okay. Do I really? I think right here. Yeah. Okay. So it's it was a little too fast. Do I really look good? Look good.
Just disappears. Yeah.
Let's see here. So adjust that to the previous take. I like the previous speed better. Too fast. Too fast. The timing is still off. I'm just not. I'm not picking up exactly why it's off. Do I really look good? You know what? You know what I'll do? You keep asking me, do I really look good? Oh, I'm not recording at all. Where is my input here. Input audio 1. That should be it. Testing, testing. No. Sorry, 1 second. Let me try to get where my... Why it's not using my proper audio? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Where is your boy tonight? I hope he is a gentleman. That's not what I need. 1 second. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out how to change audio recorder or reverb. Input audio. Options, preferences, recording. No, that's not it. Input? No. Devices. Here we go. Here we go. Input device is output. I think I used B3. I'm just talking to myself. Sorry, B3 I believe is what it is. Hello, testing. There we go. Cool. You keep asking me, do I really look good? Okay. I don't think I was on for that. You keep asking me, do I really suit you? Do I really look good? I gotta shut you off. I keep following you. You keep asking me, do I really suit you? Do I really look good? There you go. Okay. I think that should be close. What I'm looking for. That's too slow. Too slow. Oh, my tongue just tied up there. A little faster. Do I suit you? Do I really look good? Okay, cool. That's the timing we want. It's not a perfect take, but it's just for timing specifically. Okay. Now we're gonna use that timing to try to get you on where I feel like is correct. Okay, so I was wrong. You were slightly too fast. Do I really suit you? Do I really look good? Look right there. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, cool. I think this is becoming too slow though. That's the problem. Okay, we're gonna just see if we can get a version of it that from this take up here, because that take is also kind of on key with this one, and try to adjust it properly. Move this down here. Let's create a new track just so I can have empty one here and move this over. This is the one that we liked before, right? Okay. sorry. I forgot about the audio pitch.
The helium version
I forgot.
returns.
Yeah. Do I really look good? Oh, actually, you know what? I like that version in general, so I'm just gonna use that. Okay, so this is a little bit lower. So I'm gonna push it up a little bit. Girl, I don't understand you. I have to see if this version like has more correct things than I recalled earlier. Actually, you know what? I like that. I just need to adjust the timing.
Yes.
So the timing is just like look good, kind of fades into that one, right? So I don't want okay, I don't want that to be to fade in. I want this to just overlay if possible. It's too much. Girl, I don't understand you. Girl, I don't understand. I think the girl part's too quick. So let's actually see if we can put this back here where it used to be, and then take just the girl part. Just take the girl. Just take the girl. Okay, I kind of like how it sounds. It's a little like abrupt here, but I can do that tweaking later on. But that's kind of the basis of like the timing and tuning and stuff. And you saw I just jumped through a bunch of different files, and a bunch of different like takes to try to get like the right take, and that's why it was good to have like as many takes as you gave me, right? Because I can take
Yeah.
all that stuff and use it. But it okay. Just to be clear, I don't think this is a great a great mix for now. But I'll go in and do this like kind of more privately where I can do teeny tiny tweaks and make it sound better. But that's the I want to get like I wanted to get the basic gist of like how that goes. Because like some of these sound like kind of in different rooms, which like is not what we want, and we can make that we can make that work later. Um, was there anything that I did that you guys like had any questions about it or anything?
So,
No.
oh yeah, Drago first.
Oh no, I was just saying no. So yeah, just you can go.
Okay, so you said you'll be working on the mix more, so it doesn't sound that they're not in different rooms again. So is that, just to revise, is that what you can do through the boxing and not unboxing put in
EQ.
person? Yes. So that's what you do through that, right?
You can do it through that, yeah, but that is again that's a big process. I wouldn't know how to navigate you around that because it's a lot of like listening and just trying to get it to the way it's supposed to sound. So what I'm hearing right now from here is this part sounds like it's more on the left side. And like a little bit of the bass, a little bit of the bass needs to be like put back in. I think is kind of like what my current like thought is. but that doesn't mean it's correct. It's just like immediate, like just analysis of it, right? So we can try to like boost space a little here. Too much. Okay, so the clarity of this one is better, and the base is also like slightly better, I think. Am I crazy, or does it sound? It sounds exactly the same.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh wait, what do you mean? Whether what sounds exactly the same?
So
Should
the
have been something like changed while you were playing it?
yeah, it was supposed to change, but I'm just like I'm not hearing anything different.
Am I
I
invincible
heard
to
also
EQ?
the same.
What was that?
Okay. I also felt like it's the same. I did not feel any change.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. That's why I'm confused. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do drastic changes. There you go. There you go. Okay, so it is changing now. It's too bassy. You know what's weird?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so what was weird is that one sounds more stereo than the other, which is like what I think I was hearing. Okay, so how's that sound to you guys?
Oh, that is. Yeah, that's weird.
Well, no, wait, how's it sound? I'm sorry. See, the problem with mixing is also like you're doing it over and over again, so then your ears don't actually hear hear the thing you're looking for anymore. I think it sounds okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
I still feel like difference between the first part and the second one though.
That's all right. Let's so
But
let
I
me just.
don't know why and like what's up with that and how to fix it.
Oh no. So it's like this is why we do like loops, right? So we can actually hear the difference. So if because obviously it's not super easy to hear all the time, right? So See, I don't hear it either. I don't hear it either. But that's it's weird because like originally I was like, oh, it sounds like I need to fix this thing, and then now that I've EQ'd it to a point where I feel like I fixed it, it's the same as what it sounded like, and it sounds fine to me now, which is weird, right? Which is why I'm asking you guys, like, what do you guys think? Does it sound like okay? Because the original EQ we did, or rather not the original, but we did an EQ, right? And I boosted the bass. I made it less boxy. I boosted the high pass as well, and rather the clarity, and that changed a lot, right? So you can hear it there. So you can hear the difference between those two.
Yeah.
Right? So one's more bassy, the other one is not as bassy. And then when I did that, I was like, I don't really like the way that sounds, so I reduced the bass to a point where it started to just sound like what it sounded like before. And I'm just like, well, maybe the original just wasn't as off as I thought it was. I don't know. Which is why, like, maybe I'll just get rid of the EQ, but we'll see. Okay, now it doesn't sound right anymore.
I don't know. It feels like the pitch of like the middle bit might be like lower than it should be, or I don't know if it's the pitch. I don't know if I'm describing this correctly, but I don't know.
No, it's not the pitch. Like the pitch is on, for this part, I think. It's the room feel, I guess. Like it sounds like you're a little more like warm and bassy in the first portion, but in the second portion, it sounds like you're slightly in a different room. Rather, not it's a different room. It sounds like you're on on one side for some reason. You guys sound see the difference between those two?
Mhm.
Yeah, let me play it again. Did you hear that? So if you can't hear it, let me adjust it like live while it's going.
Oh, before you start playing it again, just want to say thanks for this. I will definitely refer back to it, because there are well, not too many, but there's done. Come on, Ilaria, English ink, please. No, wait, let me say it like this. Yeah, thank you for showing us how to mix. It was very, very useful. I will definitely refer back to it. I gotta go because I need to prepare some classes for tomorrow.
Oh.
And hope to hear you soon again someday.
Yeah. No worries, no worries. Yeah. I think the biggest really thing to take away from it is really the timing and tuning first. Obviously, perfect as perfect audio as possible, and then the EQ if you hear anything off. So yeah, if it's a lot of like just doing and practicing, but the most important thing is timing. That's it. But yeah, if you guys wanted to sit on and more of these, just let me know. But I'm gonna try to finish this weekend.
Alrighty, good luck. I hope it all goes smoothly without
Okay.
Yeah. Bye bye. Thanks.
Bye. You know, I think I'm gonna stop as well unless you guys have any other questions.
Oh,
And
okay,
I know Brian just got on.
Oh, by the way, last thing before I leave, I've checked the video It got rid of the well, it replaced copyrighted audio with non-copyrighted, but another copyright came up
Oh,
like 7 minute ish. So I had to replace 7 minutes of music, and who knows whether they find something else. Just to warn you.
okay,
So maybe it would be better to shoot me a message before you want to use it, so I check whether the copyright is gone
okay. I can do that.
and or that there are no new ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Bye
All right.
bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. I think I'm gonna stop as well. Is there any questions you have based on what I've been doing, or well, let me do this first real quick just so I can show you what I was gonna show you before. Is the difference with the boxiness and hollowness, the number 3 band, I guess,
Mhm.
and let me know if you hear it. Nope. 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 That wasn't loop.
Can you hear me at the sushi?
What was that? Well, oh, that was Brian.
Oh, sorry. My thing's yeah.
No, no worries, no worries, no worries. But yeah, Draw, did you hear what I was talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like you're panning left or right or anything, but it sounds like you're a little more like centered, weirdly. And so that's what I'm gonna do for these 2 tracks here, just so it sounds like they're probably the same, like within the same like distance of each other. But that's a weird thing. Again, like it sounded not right to me. I started to EQ it, and I EQ'd it back to what it used to be, and it sounds fine. So I don't get what's going on. So that
God, I'm
it's
not sure.
it's a lot of like just listening and then and listening over and over again and just like ensuring that this is correct. Like the best thing to do also is just to kind of look away from the track and then and see if you notice anything off, and that if you notice anything intuitively, that's the time when you need to go in and start changing things, right? And if you really need to, just use the original source track to time things as well. And I used my own voice to do it because I trust myself, right? So I use myself to time you to everything rather than just kind of guessing. Oh, this sounds right. This doesn't sound right. But I just use whatever I knew was gonna be correct and then adjust based on that. But yeah, I think the most important thing really was timing, tuning, and EQing. I think the last thing, if you wanted to know at all, is something I use pretty often is the is a retuner. Sorry, tune. So like if anything happens, right? What I would do is I would just like so it's a correction here. So like playing that, I can see I can see the way it tunes, right? So it's you're actually really even. That's actually really good. And then it's supposed to go high where it's supposed to go. But like if anything goes off, like for example, like this is maybe not, is maybe just like maybe it's slightly off, then I'll adjust it just a little off like that. It's not off though. But if I use this pretty often as well for just like tiny parts in case like it's like 90% of it's great, but like the one word is a little off. I use that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's actually something I've been like working on when I practice singing, like being more on pitch, because like I know it's sometimes like a little bit off pitch or whatever.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is really just to listen to yourself and then like and just hear where the mistakes are, in regards to timing and pitch as well. The more you listen to yourself, the better. Just because then you know exactly what you need to be doing, what you need to be thinking about, and then eventually it just becomes intuitive, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. I think that's really all. Mostly what I wanted to cover. I think the tuning didn't come up. There was a part that it was coming up on, but then I found a better take for it, so it didn't come up at all. But I mean, no, these are much better takes. Draw. Thank you.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been practicing like singing every day, so I'm glad that they were better. I was like, are they just gonna be like the same?
No,
Like it's
no. They are significantly better. I think the one thing you can work on is consistent pitching. So like you have
Mhm.
you're on pitch for where you're singing, but then sometimes you switch in the middle of it and then you go the next phrase in a different pitch. But then it stays on pitch with itself, which is weird, right? Because so you're not off key, you're just like you're on key with yourself, which is odd.
yeah.
um
Guess I'm
uh
just choosing my own pitch. I'm not sure.
no, that's okay. But again, like I think the best thing to do is just to listen to yourself and also take a ton of takes. The more takes you
Mhm.
have, the better you can just start mixing things around and like and then you can get like the perfect take. Like because again, we're not all perfect. We can do the best we can, but you know it's not going to be all turn out exactly how we want it to be. So yeah, just timing, like how you like say certain things in rhythm. I think the best is weirdly the best thing to do that taught me that is listening to rap, like Eminem specifically. He has
Uh,
like certain he has certain ways of saying certain words that aren't very natural. And then if you listen to that and then kind of adjust to it, you kind of start to follow the rhythm that he's following, and then it sounds really good, even if it's like really weird.
I wonder if I could sing some Eminem and maybe
I
just
mean,
practice thing.
dude, give it a go. Like the timing and rhythm for rap songs in general like are like they're odd. They don't conform to you know to like typical music, and it'll really help you kind of like listen more about how they say certain words and split up the syllables.
Mhm.
But
It
yeah,
sounded like you were rapping there to split up the syllables. When you said that sounded like a rap thing. Split up
no,
the syllables.
I don't rap. I don't rap. Please don't make me do it.
You sure? You sure?
No.
I'm
But
not
yeah, no.
sure.
Yeah, but thanks for all the takes and thanks for getting it to me. I can
No
have all
problem.
I can actually work with all these now. Say like you, Noel, Brian, and Boba, because Brian and Boba decided to sing together for some reason. It's like they're married or something.
True, true.
Well, I thought it would be cute, you know, like having, oh, hey, like, you know, they're like in the same room together and stuff like that. And we have the last minute and stuff like that. Also, obviously,
Well, it was
It was
cute.
worth it for the lore.
It was cute. It just made things sound bad. Is all. Because you guys were on different sides of the mic. It
That's
was
very
like,
fair.
oh my god.
Yeah, you just gotta block out the side of the mic that Boba's on, and it's good.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Just
Who
Boba.
are you talking to? Ugly?
No,
Yeah,
why'd you call me
that's why I did
ugly?
it. I did it on purpose. It just you just gotta mute the left channel.
Wait,
You
who
know,
are you talking to? Ugly?
you know
Wait,
what?
who are you talking to? Ugly?
It just doesn't
No.
even know who you are and is calling you ugly.
Wow.
I just know they're ugly.
Wow, Draw. She's talking to you, dude. That's
Wow.
crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry, Draw,
That's
man. That's
crazy.
really mean. You don't even
Draw,
know
what did you
him.
even do to deserve
I can't believe
this?
I'm
this.
calling
You
you
just
Wow,
can.
ugly fluff
crazy.
face.
Oh,
And
Oh my god.
Jaw, do you want to be Ken? I haven't asked this
Ken?
yet, but you have a 3D model. Do you want to be Ken?
Who is this person? You're not ugly.
Maybe.